Alright, YouTube, here we go again. As I go along, I'm making these videos. You know what? I'm finding out what the heck is wrong with this car. Little by little. First, I want to say something. If you watch, I think it's on YouTube, the brief history of Corvettes, or some kind of history on the way they make Corvettes, not to knock the mechanics or the assembly line, but when they built this car, it's all hand-built. You just they're filing, they're hammering. I mean, they're like 5-6 guys working on a jig. So you're gonna find imperfections in this car, and that's what I'm finding. So maybe, you know, the guy had a bad Friday, maybe he didn't get laid, who the hell knows? And he just sped right through the process of bonding and making sure these things are watertight. But anyway, here we go again. The problem here that I was having, I get a light on there. All right, you can see that, right? Okay. The water, I can get a light there. Okay, here's my trusty pick. I've been using this pick through the whole job. Okay, right here, water comes out. It was coming from here also, but after I plugged all this up in here, make sure there was no rot here, very solid. Yeah, light there. Nah, you can't see. Anyway, after I seen that this was fixed, water was still trickling down here. Coming down here, piling up inside the kick panel. So I came out here, and as anybody that owns a C3 Corvette will know what goes on over here. So I put a lot of not silicone, that Pour 15 sealer sealer and filler. Okay, I clogged all this up, the space between the rivets and the bird cage. Nothing. Still a leak. So what I found was, if you look, what I did to find this problem, if you look right here, which I should have looked, you can't see it, but right along the bottom of this, right here, this is the bird cage. I don't know if you can see my pick. It's going to be difficult. Right here is the bird cage. The body sits on top of the bird cage right here. If you see the pick, if you don't see the pick, you know, leave a comment saying I don't see the damn pick, and I'll try to explain to you what I'm doing. All right, over here, the bond from the factory is gone. It's deteriorated. I didn't notice this because only when I started painting this, I said, that looks, you know, pretty obvious there. But I didn't think anything of it. Okay, so what I did was, watch what I did. And you guys can do this too if you have this problem and you can't solve the goddamn leak on this thing. And I'm sorry about my cursing. What I did was I took a piece of paper. See that paper? A little piece of bounty paper with a tweezer, and I fitted it right into that space. See that? Oh, I'm sorry. I fitted it right into that space. See that space? See the paper? Right there? Paper's right there, right? Then I took compressed air. I went on the other side, right here, where it's leaking. Now watch the paper. See? See the paper fly out? That's where the leak is. Comes down here, builds up here, leaks in, comes down. This is, I'm sure, 100% is going to be fixed when I seal that up. I'm going to clean it, paint it, and I'm going to seal that. That's one of your problems. The other problem I found was the light sensor in the door. It sits in here, right? Look at this gaping hole. There's a gaping hole. That's the bird cage under there. This is fiberglass. That's a gaping hole right there. But that's not really the problem. I like that hole there, because if water's coming down here, fine. It's got to pass this seal. It's got to pass the door seal. The problem here is, I don't know if you can see the pick again. The problem here is, right here, right along here, see if I can get the mirror in there. Nah, this is, okay, right here along this hinge, right at the hinge, right here, there's a seam that there's no bond anymore. So when I squirted water in here to see if it was coming out here, running down the runner board, down into the floor pan, I shot air in here and I saw water come out of here. So now I got to seal all this right here. So, slowly but surely, I think I'm going to solve this problem. The main issue, why I'm clogging every hole that I could think of, didn't solve anything because of that crack, that seam right there where I showed you where I blew the air in. But anyway, when I get done with this, if it works, it's going to be on part 4. So if you get any help on this, and if you were knocking your brains out where the hell this water was coming from, because it sure the hell knocked my brains out. And I think I nailed it. Tomorrow we're going to have this big storm. I'm in New York City. We have this big storm coming for tomorrow. It's going to rain like hell. So I'm going to try to do this now, and then maybe next week I'll post my results. And then I'm going to do the other side. I'm sure the other side's the same. Anyway, so if you got any comments, just and you can give me advice, I would love to hear it. And that's it, guys. So hopefully this will take care of it for us. I'll talk to you later.